So apparently having the sloth as a walkthrough exhibit animal is a brilliant move. If you want to know why I think so, and also why I think that this pack and also this update might be the best we ever had for Planet Zoo, stick with me for this very short video while I'm going to discuss really quickly, after sleeping over it for a night and having made my mind up about this, why I think this is a brilliant move that Frontier is pulling off here. But first things first, so we are getting the Planet Zoo Tropical Pack on the 4th of April alongside the 1.13 free update that comes with a huge range of changes, including null path, including everything else like climbable pieces, adjustments, and so on. And we are getting a new walkthrough exhibit animal named the sloth, which is great because people wanted to have the sloth for a long time. And you guys also had some very good comments about this, and you compared this to an animal I would also like to point out, and this is the koala. Now, with the Australia pack, we got the koala. Everyone was hyped because, you know, they have like a very cute little birth animation. Super cool, super nice stuff. However, they caused issues for me since the very beginning of their existence in the game. Until this very day, I am not quite the biggest fan of this animal in the game. That's nothing to do with the looks of it. It still looks cool and cute and everything like that. But it never really felt like a proper koala, you know. For me, I know Frontier has tried several times to fix it, but for me, they barely ever sit in trees. They do climb on climbing pieces, but they never climb in trees. They spend a tremendous amount of time on the ground, especially by the water. Not really sure why they do this. This has nothing to do with the intention of the existence of a koala. They do live in trees for the vast majority of their time, and they just chill there and eat their eucalyptus, and that's that. But they never do, and also a huge variety of animations is failing all the time, especially with the enrichment item, the eucalyptus tree itself. So I'd rather have the koala as a walkthrough exhibit animal as well, because what is something that I forgot about, you know, making the video yesterday, is that it's not really fair to judge the sloth by the bat and the butterfly, because both of these animals basically share the same idea. They share the same idea of how they loop and what they do. You know, you've got flying animals and you've other stuff, but they are not in particular interesting when it comes to bold movements, being very up close to people. But you even have like the landing animation of the butterfly. So a lot of good stuff is in there. With the sloth, they are opening a new door to a new type of animal. And here's also where the thumbnail of this video is coming from. If that's the thing, will we actually see some other animals that we already have in the game brought into a very much more interesting area? And that would be the iguanas, the big snakes, for example, just to name a few, that could also be taken into the walkthrough exhibit with minimum, like minimum is maybe the wrong word, but with like not the biggest amount of work, because they can basically take most of their animations and just add some loops to it, just giving us a completely new experience for a vast majority of animals, opening up for birds and for other animals that might have been too complicated, because this is where the whole loop is closing. I think Frontier has worked on stuff like brachiation and stuff like that in the past. Especially now, you can see the brachiation from the siamang was tied to the enrichment piece, while now it seems that they have found a way to bring this to the vines, at least, maybe even to more climbing pieces. Maybe the overhaul of the climbable toggle also brings a new chance of more animations on other pieces, just because they have a better chance to calculate that. You know, I might do a video separately about how it's calculated and why I think that the toggle option might also bring us some performance, but that's completely a different story. I wanted to just focus on the fact that the sloth being in the walkthrough exhibit is by any means something bad. In fact, I would even fear that the sloth would be the exact same thing as the koala, being a totally missed opportunity of an animal, because it is a cool animal, and I rather have a very nicely designed walkthrough exhibit. And it's the first time ever, maybe, that I'm super excited to do some. And you know that with my butterfly thing I did in Sicily Zoo, you can get very creative with these walkthrough exhibits and with the null variant of this. And I assume that the same thing is going to be happening for the sloth as well. So all in all, this is a brilliant news, and I really do hope that Frontier is taking it one step further in the future to bringing us even like a walkthrough exhibit pack. You know, I'd be fine with that. Bring us like the free update, which only features bringing like 5 existing small exhibit animals into the walkthrough exhibit animal, and then give us like a birds pack with like 5 birds in exhibits, you know, or whatever. It doesn't need to be birds. There are like so many other animals that would be very nicely fitting for the walkthrough. You can actually name some. What would you love to see in a walkthrough exhibit that you don't think would work well as a habitat animal? Honestly, I've never been so positive towards the exhibits in Planet Zoo, simply because I always said that I feel like the small exhibits in particular are very redundant. I basically just use them for the franchise zoos to get some money. But I think, you know, except a couple of little things that were like gap filling ideas, I never actually used them in any creative project, because why should I? You know, there's just so much more. But now, as you can tell, I've used the bat and the butterfly as a specific habitat in my project. So I really do hope that this is the same thing with the new one, and I can't wait to test this, because it's really, 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 really good. But now it's up to you. I want to hear your opinion. Do you think it's a good idea to have it as a walkthrough exhibit animal, or would you rather have it as a habitat animal and just, you know, hope that they did a better job as with the koala? You know, I'm open to all of your opinions, so drop them down in the comments below. I'm going to cover all of it, what's coming now with the Tropical Pack and the new free updates, so stick with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, and I figured that a lot of you guys never know that you are not subscribed. I've had a couple of people writing me some notes that they never knew that they're not subscribed. So check if you're subscribed. If you're not, make sure to subscribe, because that helps me out and tells the algorithm you like the content, and it doesn't change anything for you. You're still watching my videos, but just helping out me. Thank you so much, and now have a good day, and let's be excited for this pack. Thank you so much, and goodbye!